I've even sometimes wondered if our whole concept of death is just completely wrong, and the spirit leaving the body is just maybe that's the next evolutionary step.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you see so many things about near death experiences and how joyful it is. You know, it's possible that that is something that within our view of time only lasts like 2 or 3 seconds,
Right.
but 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 when you're on the other side of it, it feels like an eternity of joy, and then maybe it's over, and then that's it.
Huh.
But I mean, that's not anything to not look forward to. Like
Yeah,
um,
that's a really high-minded way to look at it.
sure, and it's
And
scary, and it's also scary to think of death as something to not fear at all. Like
yeah,
that's
I had a couple years where the concept of death was really like gripping me.
oh yeah,
That like, oh, I guess it's just like sleeping except you don't wake up.
sure.
That's awful.
Yeah,
But
I
because
remember being like 7 and learning about the concept of eternity and heaven, and that seemed absolutely scary.
right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well, that was I think that was my first step, and this wasn't until my mid to late 20s where I
yeah,
started questioning all the Catholicism I had been brought up with. That
uh-huh,
like, hold on, so if I'm good all my life,
right,
but I don't believe in this God that they tell me to, then I'm going to hell. Okay, that seems weird. But
mm-hmm,
if I'm also good all my life, and then I go to heaven, I'm also surrounded with all the monsters down here that just confessed before they died.
right,
Well, that's not heaven for me. Like that, I'm still with all these fucking heathens or whatever you want to call it, and that kind of broke my brain as far as I broke my Catholic brain at that time, and it was
yeah,
only maybe a few years afterwards that I realized, okay, I'm just atheist because I also don't think that it's impossible that there is a God, right? Like if I died and I show up at these pearly gates, I would just be like, well, no fucking way.
oh sure,
But I think it's a crazy way to live your life.
oh yeah,
But if it happened in the end, well, maybe I just didn't see it coming.
yeah. I have a joke that I tell once in a while on stage where, what if when we die we see some light, some tunnel, and then we go through it and we actually do see like gates in a cloud, and it's like, holy crap, it's you know our concept of heaven was right, and we get
Right.
closer to the gates and they open up, and then we just hear um, that Rick Astley song. What if life was just one big Rick roll, and then that's it?
That would be true. You know what? If Rick Astley was in some part our higher being, I would be
Right,
totally cool with that.
yeah.
I mean, what a guy.
I mean, if it's something we don't know or can't anticipate, it might be that we don't
Yeah.
know.